Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it now help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. You.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Make We Talk program. Make We Talk, tonight's Make We Talk program is based on the $1.4 billion school bus scandal. 50 buses missing, $637 million outstanding. The question tonight for the minister, where is the money? Good night, Jamaica. Good night, world. Welcome back to the Make We Talk program, where we put the issues on the table straight away and confront the truth and dive down in what we want answers for. Tonight we deliver the straight. Tonight we dive straight into the big financial scandal rocking Jamaica right now. A $1.4 billion school bus program to improve the transport of our students. What we have now is missing buses, missing money, and no accountability. Let's break it down. The total spend is $1.4 billion. School bus delivers only a fraction. School bus missing 50. Outstanding amount 637 million. Still no accountability. Accountability is zero. Jamaica, let me ask you this. How you lose 50 bus? How you misplace $637 million? Which warehouse dem ya bus ya in? And why is the minister refusing to answer questions when asked? Those are what we're asking tonight from Minister Daryl Vaz. Like up the live feed, students. Welcome to the program. Like up the live feed, share up the program. I only have 42 people on. I'm pretty much sure we're going to have some more people. I know other programs are on, but share up the live feed because we need answers into this. I called out and opposition spokesperson Michael Phillips to say something. And tonight I have an audio clipping of the opposition spokesperson and transport rather. Michael Phillips did give a statement out today. And based on the statement he gave, majority of us, I will say the statement is good. We're asking the same question Mr. Phillips is asking. And we're demanding accountability. And so my fellow Jamaicans, as we get together to speak about this, I'm asking you, let us speak about it, not because we find ourselves a member of any political party. You know, I should invite my good friend Michael Williams on the program, you know. Mr. Williams, I know you're watching me. I'm going to send you the link for you to come on. My good friend Michael Williams of the NDM. I need to get his views on this. I know he's watching the program. I'm going to send you the link for you to come on. Just a moment for me, student. I'm going to send this message to Mr. Williams. Yes. And I need Mr. Williams. I need to get his views on it. It's been a long time I haven't heard from Mr. Williams. Been a long time I haven't heard from Michael Williams. Been a long time I haven't heard from my good friend Michael Williams. Let us send him the link. I want him to come on. I want his views. Let's see if we can get Luke George Cook also. Let's see if I can get Luke George Cook to come on. I'm going to, just a moment here, students. Let me get the link here to send out to these two individuals who I want to come on. I wasn't even thinking clearly this evening. Mr. Vaz believed that the Jamaican people are a bunch of kunumuno. You see what is going on. You haven't given us the buses that you had promised. And now you are planning to buy how many more buses? Huh? You're planning to buy 100 more buses according to you, brand new buses. The Prime Minister has been silent about this from ever since. Just a moment here, students. Let me try and get the link over to Michael Williams and Luke George Cook. Okay. Let's go back into this. Yes. We need answers. That's what we're asking. We truly need some answers from these people who call themselves politicians, especially Daryl Vaz. Because Daryl Vaz believes that we must ask him any question. We, the Jamaican people, must not ask him no question whatsoever. None whatsoever. None we must ask him. I just send the link to my good friend Michael Williams. Let's send it to my good friend Luke George Cook. Luke, I know you're listening to me. I send you the link, Luke. I want you to come on. Because $1.4 billion school bus scandal, 50 missing school buses, $637 million outstanding. Question of the night, where is the money, Minister Daryl Vaz? We break it down to you tonight. A total spend of $1.4 billion, school bus delivery, only a fraction of it. School bus missing, 50. Outstanding amount, 637 million. Still unaccountable. Still unaccounted for. Accountability level 0. And this man decided to go and buy some more buses from the taxpayers of this country. I want you to listen to something here. A statement that was given to us by Michael Phillips today. I called on Mr. Phillips last night to come out and speak. And obviously, he must have heard me. I'm not patting myself on the back at all because self-praise is no recommendation. But Mr. Phillips gave a statement pertaining to this. And I have invited Mr. Phillips on this program. Let's see if he's going to answer me. Let's listen to what Mr. Phillips says.
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
The People's National Party has been asking Minister Vaz and the government for a workable plan for the JUTC. What the country needs is a clear policy statement, a budget, and a full operational report on the 6-month-old school bus system to enable a full analysis on the progress of the program before the government spends a further $2 billion on new buses. We are shocked by the report on the low volume of students that have been using the service and the ballooning costs to operate the buses. We need not just announcements, but a workable solution so that we can provide a proper rural bus service for our students and passengers alike.
At pnp.org.jm or check us out on Facebook at Jamaica PNP.
Tell me something now. Minister Daryl Vaz is going to spend $2.2 billion more on the $1.4 billion. 630, let me go back to this. $637 million is outstanding. Unaccountable for, 50 buses missing. And we're allowing this man to take up taxpayers' money, of his money, to spend another $2 billion. In which modern democracy this nonsense can happen? $1.4 billion he spent before, and we get some old buses. There has been no investigation launched into it. None whatsoever. None whatsoever was launched into it. And the minister is going to spend $2 billion more on top of the $1.4 billion. $637 million outstanding. 50 buses still can't come in. My question tonight to Minister Daryl Vaz, where is the money? Is either you give us the buses or you return the $637 million to the coffers of the poor people of this country. Because the fact of the matter is, we mustn't ask you any question. We hear nothing from civil society. I said it last night, Nothing from civil society. Nobody speak out against this thing. Tonight, we're calling on Minister Daryl Vaz to answer clearly. Where is the missing $637 million? Who received the payment? How did 50 buses went without a trace? Where is the accountability? Why is no one why is it no one is being held accountable for it? Minister Vaz, the Jamaican people need clarity. The students who have to walk miles to school deserve answers. We deserve answers. Where is the 50 bus? Where is the missing money? Why should we take up $2 billion more to give to you? Why should we take up $2 billion more to give to you on top of the $1.4 billion? And the Jamaican people sit down and accept what is going on. This man believes that taxpayers' money is his money. No one asks any questions. No one within civil society. You hear nothing from the churches. Luke George could come on, man, if you're coming on. My good friend. Nothing from the private sector organization of Jamaica. Last night I called out my good friend, Mr. Michael Phillips. He gave a statement. We need answers. Where are the missing buses? And if you can't give us the missing buses, give us back the $637 million that is owed to the taxpayers of this country. I get to understand that some houses was bought in South Florida. A house was bought in South Florida. And nobody's investigating this. No one is investigating this house purchase by the minister. But yet, we sit down and what we knew, the pitney they knew should burn bull and money gone. $2 billion could help to buy some beds in the hospital. This $2 billion could build a brand new hospital for the St. Elizabeth people there. It could. $2 billion could build a hospital, help to build a hospital for the people of St. Elizabeth. $2 billion could help build some houses for the people of St. Elizabeth and Westmoreland. And this man is allowed to dig deeper into the coffers of this country's money. Who is he buying these buses from? Who is he buying these buses from? He said that he has, as a matter of fact, listen to what he's saying.
The ministry has already started phase 2, which originally was going to be 150 buses in this upcoming financial year, 26-27. But in discussions with the Ministry of Finance, that has been reduced to 100. But here is the better news. It will be 100 new school buses. So we are moving from the used school buses, purpose-built. We have gone through expressions of interest. We have concluded on the specifications based on all our due diligence across Asia, America, Europe, and the responses to that expression of interest has brought us information to be able to develop the specifications. And
hold on a minute there. Hold on a minute there. Didn't this minister said this? The same thing that he just said to us now in this press conference that he has. When he decided to use $1.4 billion, he said that they've scoped the globe all over the place for these buses. And he come up with the same thing again tonight. Huh? They come back again tonight with the same thing. And they're justifying now to go and spend another $2 billion. And according to some, it's brand new buses this time. So tell me something. The $1.4 billion could never buy new buses? I don't understand something here. The $1.4 billion that Mr. Vaz spent, this $1.4 billion couldn't buy some new school buses? Huh? Just a moment here. Just a moment. Yes. This $2 billion, this 1.4 that he spent before, could buy brand new school buses. But I get to understand they went to China. And they went to some places in China. And what they wanted to do with the 1.4 billion, the Chinese, they said no. When you read between the lines, the Chinese, they said no. So what they did was to go to the United States as some junkyard. Is it? Go to some junkyard in the United States here and buy some old dilapidated school buses. And within that school bus that he brought down, he brought down some flatbed trucks, some water trucks. And the minister can't answer to us all now about the water trucks that he brought down. Those are not school buses. You remember I showed you on this program here and also on Mr. Rattigan's program that some flatbed truck came down? You remember that program? There was the school buses. And until now, the minister cannot tell the Jamaican people what happened to the buses. $1.4 billion buy some old bus and flatbed truck because they take us for a bunch of kunumunu. Like us for a bunch of idiots. Now he's saying that he needs $2 billion more, and this $2 billion is going to buy new school buses. And the same thing that he told us about the 1.4 billion, that he has scoped the globe. And the best bet for him now is to buy the buses from the United States. So where is he buying these buses? He used 1.4 billion to buy some school buses from the United States. Some old dilapidated ones. Some of them cost $1. Some cost $100. Some cost $2,000, $5,000, $4,000. And he can't give us the receipt. I have some nincompoop who believe everything this man said. The Jamaican diaspora is silent. The Jamaican diaspora who continue sending money to Jamaica left, right, and center. When I ask the Jamaican diaspora for money, they give it to them. Nobody's asking Daryl Vaz about this $2 billion more that he wants. Nobody has asked Daryl Vaz about the $1.4 billion. This is highway robbery, you know. This is highway robbery. Why we sit down and take whatever these people give to us? Huh? Tonight we're calling on Minister Daryl Vaz to answer clearly. Where is the missing $637 million? Who received the payment? How did 50 buses vanish without a trace? Where is the accountability? Why is no one asking these questions? Minister, the Jamaican people need clarity. The corruption that is rocking this country under this administration, this has been a corrupt government from start to finish. From start to finish.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also. I do not support corruption. Corruption takes money away from children's education. It deprives hospitals of basic necessities. It means that roads are not fixed. Corruption deepens inequality. It siphons off taxpayers' money to make a few cronies richer with the political connections instead of benefiting the people.
It's the Muppet Show!
It's time to play the Muppet. It's time to light the light. It's time to meet the Muppets on the Muppet.
A corrupt government cannot liberate the people. If the head of the stream is corrupt, the entire river will be also.
Where is the $637 million? Where is the 50 buses that is missing? You need $2 billion more. And the so-called Minister of Finance can ask this question. The permanent secretary for the Ministry of Transportation should go to prison too. They should figure out a way to charge every one of them. They should investigate this. An investigation must be launched and should be launched into this $1.4 billion school bus scandal. Not one single red cent of taxpayers' money should be given back to Daryl Vaz. Not one red cent. This man is raping the coffers of the people of this country. You can't give the 50 bus that is missing. You can't give the $637 million is outstanding. And in the same breath, I heard that you buy a house in South Florida. And nobody's investigating these people. And every 5 years we jump up and down like we're idiots. Every 5 years we jump up and down like we're a bunch of nincompoop. And this man is asking for $2 billion more. $2 more billion. Huh? Tonight we want to hear from you, the minister. We want to hear from you. We want to hear from you, the students of this program. The phone lines will be open in a few minutes. And tonight we want to hear from you. Should the minister resign? Should the Auditor General be brought in? Should the police, MOCA, should be called in to investigate this $1.4 billion? Do you believe we will ever get back the $637 million is owed to the people of this country? Who does this matter to? Where's the leadership of the country? Jamaica is becoming a banana republic. The St. Elizabeth Hospital is in dire need of help. They need a brand new hospital. And the twiddly-dum-dum Minister of Finance, the twiddly-dum-dum Minister of Health, Dr. Christopher Tufton, decided to put back the Blackwater Hospital in the same place where C take it away. It needs to be removed from there. $2 billion more on this school bus scandal. Should the Minister of Transportation resign? Should the Auditor General be brought in? Should the police start a criminal investigation in this? And we should be investigating to figure out if money was transferred from any account through the American banking system. Daryl Vaz must be held accountable for this. Daryl Vaz should be held accountable for this. We haven't seen an invoice. Last year, leading up to the election, all he talked about that Mark Goldman must give his birth certificate. We haven't seen any invoices put into these buses, but we obtain invoices. We obtain our own invoices and we show it to you. We showed you the VIN numbers, and the VIN numbers, some of the VIN numbers are not school buses. Some of the VIN numbers are trucks, water truck. We showed it to you. So I want to know now, why he need $2 billion more? Why not bringing this time? What is his plan with this $2 billion? What is Daryl Vaz's plan with this $2 billion more that he wants? Something don't smell good here. Something smell fishy. Something smells stink like Riverton dump. Hello, good night. Hold on for me. Hold on. Yeah, we are. Hold on. Hello, good night. Hello? Hello?
Yes, Mr. Jeffrey.
Go ahead.
Yes. With
Turn off your TV in the background, now, please.
oh yeah, you're right. Yes, Mr. Jeffrey. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm getting it up. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm sorry.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Go ahead, darling.
So Mr. Jeffrey, loud and clear, sir.
Uh-huh.
Because we really appreciate you guys in the diaspora. We really appreciate you, and you are our opposition. And I am not talking because I'm knocking the opposition, because that's my party. But after you guys get those invoices, some of them are not school buses, they are trucks and all of those.
They are not school buses. Yes.
So what is the PMP party doing about that, sir? That could have happened under Andrew Holness government, you know?
But the People's National Party can't do nothing too much about it, you know, my dear. What they can do,
tell me about it.
Let me say this to you.
Yes.
What they can do and what the people of Jamaica need to do, man, is to literally, because some money must have gone through the American banking system. Now, I don't know if the People's National Party has any money to hire any investigators pertaining to this. We don't know. But the Jamaican people must do something. Don't depend on politicians to do something for them.
Hold on, Mr. Jeffrey. So, where will the Jamaican people get it? It's easier for the party to get the money to that. You know, people will support the cause. They need to act, and I'm dead serious. And you know, so too much slackness, they might give leeway to too much slackness.
Well, Jeffrey, don't say what you want to say.
Sir, Mr. Jeffrey, me not knocking them, you know, and I'm telling the truth. When Andrew Holness was in power, he called down on Port of Cincinnati, would have press briefing every second of the day to talk about Azan to resign and other foolishness about hospitals. Look at the nasty, dirty situation that we are living in Jamaica.
But caller, when you look at what is going on, man,
Jesus.
$1.4 billion spent, 50 buses missing, $637 million is unaccountable for. And this man have the nerve and the narrative and the temerity to be asking for $2 billion more.
But that's how bold face they are, because they recognize that they can get away with every nastiness that they do. That's why they are so bold. And the PMP need to stand up in Parliament and ask questions. I'm dead serious about it. They need to ask questions. Mr. Jeffrey.
Hold on there for me, darling.
Yes, sir.
I called out Michael Phillips last night, you know, and he gave a response today. I want you to listen to the response that he gave. Hold on for me.
Okay.
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
The People's National Party has been asking Minister Vaz and the government for a workable plan for the JUTC. What the country needs is a clear policy statement, a budget.
What he gave, you know, listen to this. He talked about the JUTC. The JUTC is running without a profit in the tune of billions of dollars. Listen to this. That's been going on in the two political parties. Now, the school bus program is running at a loss too. $1.4 billion spend. 50 buses missing, $637 million outstanding, and Daryl Vaz need $22 billion more. Listen to what Michael Phillips is saying.
Is a release from the People's National Party Media Unit.
The People's National Party has been asking Minister Vaz and the government for a workable plan for the JUTC. What the country needs is a clear policy statement, a budget, and a full operational report on the 6-month-old school bus system to enable a full analysis on the progress of the program before the government spends a further $2 billion on new buses. We are shocked by the report on the low volume of students that have been using the service and the ballooning costs to operate the buses. We need not just announcements, but a workable solution so that we can provide a proper rural bus service for our students and passengers alike.
At PNP.
Now tell me something, man. You heard Mr. Phillips respond?
Yes, sir, me hear him.
What is your take on that, man?
Woefully inadequate. Woefully inadequate. He's on the periphery of things, skirting around. I don't know what they're afraid of. Mr. Jeffrey, you remember that Daryl Vaz said the school bus program is the most I'm quoting him verbatim, is the most transformative thing that have ever happened to Jamaica since independence. You remember that?
Yes, yes.
And then he talk about bus after bus after bus after bus.
The biggest corruption. One of the biggest corruption since independent Jamaica begins.
Amen. Mr. Jeffrey, I'm sorry, but those are some of the nastiest, dishonest, conniving, wickedest thing that Jamaica has ever seen, and they need to go. And you see, you remember the other day when the election came around, you know what Andrew Holness said, because they so love money and love them God, the ordinary Jamaican people. He said he was going to raise the minimum wage, and he said other things at the last minute when he found out that the election was going away from him, and that's what Jamaicans vote for.
I talk about that. Didn't the Prime Minister say no raise minimum wage how much $1,000 a week? How much are you getting?
28, sir. 28,000.
38,000. How you not raise it yet?
Raise what? No election talk. Andrew can you know. Andrew are the biggest con artist, and he faced with it too, because he know when to step in a Jamaican people face in their neck.
They allow it, ma'am. The people of our country allow these people to continue treat as if they're nothing. And when they speak out against it, they cost
That's what they want. Look at the condition of the hospital.
No, let me ask you a question, ma'am. Before I go to the hospital, let me ask you a question. You believe if this was in the United States, where the Minister of Transportation, Secretary of Transportation, whoever the person is now, take up American taxpayers' money, $1.4 billion go spend past our old bus. And now, this financial year, 2026 to 2027, he asking for $2 billion more to buy some brand new buses. You knew what happened to him?
It can only happen in Jamaica.
Okay.
And that how many billions when asked for? That's the number of billions that we take him out of prison. If he go to prison, he's a costly thief. Mr. Jeffrey, let us see if Jamaicans are going to sit down and accept all these things that they dish out to them.
Hold on there, my dear. Nobody now calls Jamaican talk. Let me say something to you, man. If the people sit down with the $1.4 billion, man, that was spent, $1.4 billion spending on 50 buses missing same way. $637 million outstanding. Have you heard of Jamaican people do anything about it, man?
They're not going to say anything about it because guess why? That's the money that was used to run the election. So many of them get 100,000 and 50,000 and 20,000 out of it. So they're all right.
You know, the 150,000, what has it done for them?
You don't have to do anything for them. They just want a nice dinner, you know. Look at those who get chicken and something more, then come out and laud Andrew and praise him as Prime Minister. I only want to stop them bar, you know, and give them 2 chicken. We have lost it. We have lost it in Jamaica.
What a
why? To be honest with you, sometimes if you think about it, you know, if you really think about it and the rudeness and the slackness and the nastiness that they dish out every day and disrespect the Jamaican people, Me no know. You can't think about it, you know, because to be honest, we seen.
The Jamaican people allow them to do it, man.
Me say there's not.
In no other modern democracy,
It couldn't happen.
not one single person would have left or out there asking for $2 billion more. Prison would miss them. I've been asking Luke, I don't see Luke come on as yet. Go ahead for me, darling.
So I'm looking at, because I'm looking far and wide and I'm listening to other people talk, and I have people in different parties who talk. Now, Mr. Jeffrey, with
Yes.
all that billions of dollars that Andrew Holness get, plus other things to give to the people of Jamaica, I want to know, where is it? I'm asking Andrew Holness to come to the front of the class right now with your notebook, because we are talking about some things that you need to give account for. We want to know where all of that money, where people contribute to building back Jamaica, where is that? Look at how Daryl Vaz talking about as whatever position he holds, he has the responsibility to act and go and order all those starlings that they are not adaptable to the Jamaican situation. So many of them still in storage.
Whenever they want money for thief, you see? And that they do.
I know. And don't be surprised that a lot of money is not though being saved to buy the other elections that are coming. Because you know why they are covering their tracks? If Jamaicans, if all the books should be open and Jamaicans or I should be open to see all the slackness and the thievery that is going on in this government, they would have to run away by night.
Wanna go away?
I don't know where they would have go, you know. But they can't afford to lose any more elections in Jamaica.
They are not going nowhere because nothing will be done. Nothing will be done. Not one single soul will be going to prison for this.
I know. It's not going to happen. Desmond Mackenzie said that the JUTC bus made profit, is the first in how many years they have made profit, and nothing went like that.
Listen,
you know, so that the people them bare face and lie and wicked.
But if listen to me, Daryl Vaz said that the Jamaican people are dumb, dark, and stupid.
All right.
So what do you expect?
But who dumb, dark, and stupid that man behave like in the Bible go school? You hear when him talk when dumb, and all he need to talk, all he do talk about is bad mind.
Daryl Vaz not dumb, dark, and stupid. If Daryl dumb, dark, and stupid, the 1.4 billion that bring us the buses.
Yes, you're right. He's not dumb, dark, and stupid. He's a deceiver, deceptive. But Mr. Jeffrey, let me tell you, they can do all of these things now, and they can bask in their glory, and they can pack as much money and properties that they want to pack. But let me tell you something. This is not going to be forever. And any day, you hear God ready for them people, eh? You see, any day God, when me serve ready for them, hey.
Were you on my program, I think it was 2 Mondays ago, when I said that I call on God to shake the Parliament of Jamaica?
Yes, man. Yeah, I listened. You.
And then Tuesday morning, I got a news from a good friend of mine who I look up to, former Ambassador Loom Masamba. I asked her, I said, Ambassador, was an earthquake in Jamaica? She said, yes. You see what God is doing? Let me say something to you. The Jamaican people will never get justice with the political elites in our country, you know.
Not at all.
The God that we serve will give us the justice. Because as God make day and night, Daryl Vaz is going to pay for what he's doing to the people of the country. Daryl Vaz must pay for it.
It's very sad. And where is journalism that we used to? Where is journalism that journalists used to call out government and talk about the things and expose what is happening? Every one of these stations, if I never the YouTubers, you know, if it weren't for the YouTubers, we'll be in the darkness.
The only person who I see who is doing it, you know, and she have to be very careful because our Jerry Fire behind, is Dan Jackson Miller. A lot of us don't like Dan, but Dan have a way of doing things. And she called him out.
Yeah, she's not bad. Me no know if she's doing as much as she should be doing. But she might be the best of all of them.
You see all the one they call Barbara Green from St. Elizabeth, we call Fly Green. You see him? For him, they coming surely, you know.
That boy, he's one of the worst of them, let me tell you. He's one of the worst of them. He's in the same category with Daryl Vaz and Christopher.
Listen to me. If the Jamaican people would just sit down when election call and say to themselves, what are we voting for? Are we voting for proper infrastructure? Are we voting for proper schools? My dear, if a country cannot give its people, a government cannot give its people proper health care, education, roads, and those things, something's fundamentally wrong, you know.
Very wrong, Mr. Jeffrey. Look at the other day. Look at the other day when Mark Golding, when it comes to the housing situation, Mark Golding talked to them. He spoke to their heart. He told them how he was going to make housing affordable for them. He told them he was going to give them 500,000 that they don't have to pay, but that's like a grant to pay down. He told them that they would not be paying for the first few months the mortgage because they would have to be able to buy furniture and set up themselves, set up their house. You know, see, Jamaicans reject that. Could you ever reject something like that? You talk about land reform. The people them reject everything if you take them out of the slum with you know. And Joelness then loves.
What they want, you know, they want a Daryl Vaz to come and tell us damn dark, dumb and stupid.
Yes,
That's what we do.
That's true.
I can get away with 50 missing buses, and I can get away with 637 million dollars outstanding. I can get away with it. And I'm gonna ask for $2 billion when I shall get it.
But he must not get away with it, you know. When you think his peace and safety is going to be sudden destruction. The PNP and Jeffrey, don't correct me on this one. The PNP need to stand up because when Andrew was opposition, the least thing you couldn't get away with it. Look how long Tough Chan should be gone. Look at how he asked Portia Simpson to let go Ferguson. And Ferguson not do nothing compared to what this man do.
My dear, I don't know if the PNP can do anything, you know.
What make them can't do anything, Mr. Jeffrey? They're not opposition.
What do you think they can do?
There's so much they can do.
Like
they
what?
have to come before the country more often. They have to let us know what is happening. They are to design and devise ways to get the government. In Parliament, you know, the few people in Parliament when we're having a teeth, you know, are people like Angela and who else is there?
But
I don't know what is happening in Parliament. The Parliament too quiet. Me sorry.
You don't realize what is going on. Do I have to repeat myself to all of you people? You don't know what is going on? Huh? You believe that the People's National Party had won this election? You truly believe that someone will not go to prison?
Yes, I believe it. Of course, I believe it. Yes, Mr. Jeffrey, I believe it.
Not one single politician will go to prison in this country.
Well, let me tell you something. Okay. You see Mark Golding? You see that same Mark Golding?
Not one single politician and the Jamaica Labour Party will go to prison.
That's where we differ.
Well, you stay there.
That's where we differ.
I have studied the politics of this country for years. Politicians do not make their other friend go to prison.
No. Jack Smith went. Mr.
Forget
Jeffrey.
about Jack Smith. Forget about Jack Smith.
You have a point, you know. And I'm not saying you don't have a point. Because you know why you say that, Mr. Jeffrey? Because it seemed really impossible.
You know,
it really seemed impossible.
You know? It's not impossible, you know. But the corruption runs deep in this country.
And it runs from one side to the next, but it works on the other side.
The corruption run deep. And you fail to understand that some of them on the other side involved with someone on the other side too. They're my business partner.
And guess what? Whichever side they are from, Mr. Jeffrey, they need to go to prison. Whichever side, let the tree fall where the axe hit it. whichever side they are, they have to go to prison.
Then who knows
If
why
them,
them
if
go to
them
prison?
thief the government's money, if them thief the country's money, if them play up in a taxpayers' money, if them misappropriate fund, if they lie to the people, they need to go to prison.
I want you to do something for me, my dear. I
Mhm.
want you to go and do some research, some deep
Mhm.
dive. People have back in the days, the people have got deep dive, you know. So
Yes.
I want you to do some deep dive for me, you see? And I
Mhm.
want you to check from the 1980s come up. How much money has been missing from the coffers and how much corruption has rocked this country? Who you see go to prison? You know see that cover it up?
Nobody. Nobody.
You know see JLP come in and cover PNP track. You know see PNP come in and cover JLP track. Listen to me, my dear.
Maybe that's why they can't open their mouth.
Single politician in Jamaica will ever see the jailhouse, the step of a jailhouse.
So,
None of them.
I'm going to say the last thing, Mr. Jeffrey. If that is the case, why do we talk about the issues then? And why do we want anybody at all to do anything? Why we not just fold we hands and lock we mouth and just make things run on autopilot?
My dear, we talk about the things to ignite the people. When I say ignite, I don't mean ignite the people to go out and riot, you know. I mean ignite the people for them to stand up. Like what the people of Sri Lanka did with the Guptas in Sri Lanka. To stand up and demand accountability. That's what Mutty Perkins and Barbara Blood and the late Baba Tunde was doing, you know. To ignite a nation. For them to stand up and say enough is enough.
Well, we need some new breed of people to do that because I know what Andrew do with them and people make everybody quiet. So
is it? The Jamaican people don't have the blood of Nani of the Maroon anymore.
But why is that so?
Because they put their party in front of everything, mama. It's all about their party. You know, somebody called the program yesterday that them a die-hearted comrade out to the here. The lady could have held out to me here, a comrade. They don't put Jamaica first. It's about their party. I don't know where Luke is. I've been calling
it's
Luke.
Serious.
I don't know where Luke is. I've been calling Luke to come on. Luke, the people are asking to come on. Luke, George Cook, if you're listening to the program, the people are asking to come on, sir. Oh, Lord, what happened here? What happened to the lady? She hung up? You see? Ma'am, I don't know if you hung up. I don't know what happened, but the phone got disconnected. I wasn't the one who connected or disconnected at all. The Jamaican people is the ones who must turn up. I keep on saying in this program, the change that you seek will never come from the People's National Party, the Jamaica Labour Party. It have to come from you. You see? We're asking for all of us to put away party and think about this nation. Because when you have a minister who can spend $1.4 billion on some school buses, 50 of that $1.4 billion school buses, 50 of them missing. Out of that $1.4 billion, $637 million is unaccountable for. And you hear nothing. You don't hear not one single Jamaican speak about it. You don't hear civil society come and speak about it. You don't hear the churches talking about it. You don't hear the private sector organization talking about it. You hear nobody speaking about it. And the lady have a right to ask, why run up our mouth then? Why run up our mouth? When our people in our country is facing it, sitting down and saying anything. Why run up our mouth? Let me see if I can get a hold of Luke George. Hopefully answer the phone. Is it? $1.4 billion of taxpayers' money. And you hear nothing from these people. Mr. Cook, good night to you, sir. Luke? Good night, sir, Luke. We can hardly hear you, sir. Are you okay? Can you come on? So the people are asking for you, sir. Can you come on?
All right.
Okay, thank you very much, sir.
Send me the link.
Yeah, the link is in your thing already.
All right.
Yes. Let me call back this person here. You hear nothing from civil society. The churches are deaf, dumb, and but everything else in one. Them cannon a pong in and from them either. Call a good night. Welcome to Make It Our program. You're live.
Well, one, Jeffrey.
I am here looking and living, my friend.
When time I hear the news about the bus, the new 100 school bus again, you think I did AI. But when me check it out, I know AI. But what I'm saying, as you said earlier, right?
Yes.
You said the people need to stand up and come up, right?
Mm-hmm.
You see, when time JLP gets something to beat PNP and then beat them straight through, right?
Mm-hmm.
The unity in the PNP, me no see it. Because this is what should happen. No matter how much followers you have, they shouldn't have them, all of them come out and go on every media channel and can go on. For you, Ratigan, everyone. No segregation to which one have 10 followers or go on everyone. Since as TVJ now bring no news, go on every channel and can go on. 2 go over there so, 1 go over there so, 2 go over there so. But then unite fit with Uno alone, me see a kill up on yourself and board them. Uno alone, me see a kill up on yourself board them.
And you have an idiot and Mr. Newman platformer named George, who is as green as a green guana, who you can't talk anything about in party. What he says in is propaganda news. This is not true. That is why the country is where the country is, because all they can think about is their party. No, I'm not thinking about it in the party. We're talking about what is going on. This is facts. This is facts. $1.4 billion was spent. 50 buses missing. $637 million outstanding. Go and do your maths. Go and do your research.
And look what Azan did with the Stalin for the poor people. Andrew only said he will not sit in parliament with him.
But say, even what we fail to understand, even if the PNP put a motion in the parliament, and the motion go before the parliament, the Labour Party have enough people to block them, And that is how the politics goes in this country. That's how the parliament run. The majority rules.
And that's the reason why they said, you see, this brotherhood thing where they have in a parliament, everybody is a part of the cult and all that. Everybody a part of the brotherhood. Nobody now lock up nobody. As I said.
That is what I'm trying to tell people. If the People's National Party had gained state power, not one single politician in Jamaica would have gone to any jail. It's election gimmick.
When me see the man buy how much school bus and PMP them did it, now say nothing about it. They only job and move. They only job and move and grow in the circle. You understand? As other day I said other day to one of the bloggers them that the PMP them when they get a point to stick pan, into stick pan those points, those key points.
During the election, during the election, the People's National Party had the welcome Luke, how you doing?
I'm all right.
It's going down, man.
Anybody up in Jamaica are the people.
Yeah, Luke.
Anybody up in Jamaica know are the people getting payoff from the hurricane relief money.
Oh Lord. Want to welcome George Cook to the program. Luke, your take on this $1.4 billion, 50 buses missing, $637 million outstanding, and the minister need $2 billion more to buy 100 new school buses. What's your take on it?
My take on it is that the country is being run by dictators and so-called bad men. But they are wearing white suit, and people refuse to see the facts in front of them and understand that it is not going to get better until we find a collective voice and to take a stand against this level of austerity and dishonesty that has been plaguing the country under this administration. It's sad though that following the passage of Hurricane Melissa and before Melissa, Beryl, that people in the western parts of this country are still out there in the cold, and we have been told that we have gotten so much money that one is left to wonder why it is that we have not moved from basically our initial approach of helping with those urgent need of water and food to full recovery, where people can have the dignity of going back into something that they can call home, and we can fix some infrastructure that people can go to the hospital and not having to sleep on the floor and get the help that they really need. But it is sad, Jeffrey.
Yes. So Luke, you think that Daryl Vaz deserves to spend $2 billion more of taxpayers' money on the buses?
Daryl Vaz will never be booted out of the cabinet. Nothing that Mr. Vaz, including the negotiation with a private company called JPS, is in the best interest of the people. Yes, the people are light, but why, Jeffrey, Solar, we are not a nation that talks about long term.
Look, I asked you about that. Yes, we're gonna do that, but I'm asking about in the buses though. Do you believe that the minister should be spending $2 billion more?
But that's what I'm saying. This is a minister who has been spending and no checks and balance. So what we should be spending that, Jeffrey, when hospital lacks equipment, when school lacks and needs repair urgently, when people need the social capital to build their life. Why are we buying? We're constantly buying, but we're not benefiting, right? Because if you have the bus, what you mean 50 of them gone? Those are the bus that the Bible talk about. 2 will be in the car park and 1 disappear. It can't disappear, Jeffrey. Somebody have to take it. And why why Miss Monroe not investigating these matters?
That's a good question.
Why is she not investigating these matters? Why is the anti-corruption task force of the police force are not called in an interview? But why is Mr. Holness holding on to Mr. Vaz and not let him go, no matter how much error? Because
Daryl Vaz and Christopher Tufton have secret for the Prime Minister.
Yeah, but Plenty people think them have secret for me, but this is not the nation business. The people are suffering and the politicians are lying. We have been so Jeffrey, I bet you when you hear about this hurricane money, it gone already.
Hello. I am getting good information that the hurricane money that go down to Jamaica, some people in a cabinet they fight over it. And then vex with each other over the money.
And look at the condition of the people. But what justifies Minister Vaz spending on further bus? First, to comment the bus that were bought, we knew that they had a defect. Why were they bought? And we hear a different story. No, we can't bother with the story. But why you go buy something and have to spend $1 million to retrofit it for it to work on the Jamaican road? Is there nothing else that we can do with our resources that it will work in the best interest of the people, and especially in the best interest of the nation children? I think we have had at least 4 accidents with these buses since they have rolled out. And in the election, we remember that these were the same buses that were transporting supporters to mass rallies. So, is there ever going to be a divide, or is somebody going to call into question for not performing? And isn't there the score sheets is supposed to be in by the Jamaican people to say the administration is not performing credible?
Hold up on you. Have a call coming in. Look. Hold up on there. Good night. Make we talk here live.
Yeah, good night.
Yes.
Yeah, I call the family just has so many things to talk about, but me just give I want to receive, you know. Me call from Jamaica, but you people in the diaspora we save you because we out here just asleep.
Why is that so?
You understand? You hear me?
Yeah, man. Why is that so? I'm hearing.
You understand? You hearing me?
Loud and clear, sir. Hearing you loud and clear. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. We are asleep, man. We are asleep out here, man. I don't know. We are asleep. We really asleep. I don't know how I'm going, but we are asleep because I tell you something. When me know so we are asleep, and me stop blame the politician them. These are supporter of the People's National Party, you see? And back in the days, I go to a meeting, not a politics meeting, a community meeting. And I asked Mr. Peters Gill what plan he have for Lindsay the hospital, and the people in the meeting say me a labor right.
Blessed Jesus, help us, Lord. You asked the then member of Parliament, Robert Pickersgill, what plans he has to Lindsay the hospital. And the people said you must do remote carry labor right.
So me and nobody to support me. And it wasn't a politics meeting, it was a community meeting. But when them have community meeting out here, when them here say the politician and then the people then say, I'm not come because I have nothing, I see them thing and them not come. So what really happened, who got the meeting at the fish and bread follower them? Well, look and out, and when 1 or 2 people like me gonna defend the truth, nobody know to back me.
Let me ask you a question.
So me come to the
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
What are you hearing Jamaicans talking about this $1.4 billion school bus scandal and now you need $2 billion more?
No, me not hear it. Me not hear people talk about it. Me try if me listen it and me hear me not hear it. Me not hear it. I'm go less like Andre and pan me. I'm go when me come pan the media, me hear like Andre and some others and you people talk about it. But in the street, me not hear it. I find it help. Me not even satisfied with our PNP. Soft. Them are reverse. Because me hear somebody mention on the program look well about all the while me mention that the thing them SARS and that bill for the poor people. Hearing me?
Loud and clear, sir. Hearing you. Go ahead.
Hearing me?
Yes, sir. Go ahead. I'm hearing you.
Sometimes the system don't hearing me.
I'm hearing you loud and clear from Negril Point to Moran Point.
Jam up sometime.
Down to the very dead of murderers hearing you. Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Oh, Lord. I see somebody right in the chat room. Portia did send JLP Minister Jack, whatever, the farm work money go to prison. Listen to me. Why we have to go back to that? I'm talking about now. I am talking about now. Jackson make go to prison long time. And he come out long time. I am speaking about now. We're not talking about what happened back in the days. From that happened, have you ever seen another politician go to prison? Since Jackson got prison for take with labor farm workers' money. Have you seen any of them going back to prison? Luke, welcome back to the program. Go ahead, Luke.
Yeah, Jeffrey. So I don't know what is the expenditure of why Mr. Vaz think that $2 billion more would have covered his bus initiative. And what I don't see is the monitor and evaluation that says that the system is working, because many a time you hear that parents are not fully in support of their children boarding the bus. So we have not gotten as a country that this is a win-win situation, let alone at a time when you are looking at the first time since their terms in office, they are raising taxes. And they are raising tax because they are basically saying that we need money. So is this the best investment that we should be making at this time? And how much do I trust their advice? I don't. I keep on singing the song every day, Thief Take Over Town. And it is just sad, Jeffrey, that you continue to hammer the point for a more inclusive process where the people can speak and their voices are heard. This administration has shut the voices out of the people. It's promotion. It's promotion for friends and family. It is spending without control or any sense of accountability. And what are we going to get from this $2 billion, Jeffrey? How is it going to generate to support some of the more needed things that need to be done, such as improving of healthcare? Look, I was in the hospital the other day and they never even had gloves, and this was at the University of the West Indies. And at the end of the day, I was asked to pay a hefty sum of money for sitting out there literally in the hallway of the hospital. And my heart goes out when we hear that a child was rushed to Bustamante Hospital to complete a surgery, and they never have any they don't have the equipment for resuscitating the child. So why would you even have recommended that the child should have been there? And Jeffrey, we are talking about 2026 compared to 1962. Why?
Not only that, Luke. Not only that, Luke. Jamaica hasn't had a burn unit. And Daryl Vaz is asking for $2 billion more. When our people, a young man from Desmond Mackenzie, what do you call it, MSWMA, died because of burn that he sustained. And we have been calling for a burn unit in this country for years. And none of the political parties see fit to put a burn unit in this country. Yet Daryl Vaz, who is in power now, in this budget year, he's asking for $2 billion more. Figure while Jamaica don't have a burn unit, our Bustamante Hospital need beds, need this, need that. It's sick as hell in this country, man. It's sick as hell. How long? How many more poor people must die in this country from burn? How many more poor people must go to the hospitals and there's no bed, there's no medication, there's no gloves? And this man see it fit to be asking the taxpayers of this country for $2 billion more to go buy buses, and he can't give us an account for 50 buses is missing. and $637 million is missing. He can't give us an account for that. And you want $2 billion more? In which modern democracy this nonsense can happen? Luke, you there?
Yeah, only in Jamaica, Jeffrey, this can happen. Remember that there are still food on the wharf from Hurricane Melissa that people have said that they can't get off of the wharf. Let alone the minister who took on Bojo and tell Bojo that him disgraceful that him know him and him should have called him and tell him how it go. Cannot account why there are so much expenditure on the Spanish Town and the Cornwall Regional Hospital. So Jeffrey, me not understand how you not succeed at one thing and you move to the next thing. And the move you move, every time we hear that you are doing an expansion, you have to ask yourself the question, who for money this pocket, who for money?
And he's in this financial year. Tufton is getting $5 billion more, you know. They're spending $13 billion in this financial year between UWI and Cornwall General Hospital. And other hospitals around the country.
And
just taking taxpayers' money as this is their own. What happened to Luke? They're taking taxpayers' money as if it's their money. You're asking this minister have the gauze to be asking for $2 billion more to go and buy some school buses? Huh? $2 billion more. 50 buses gone missing. And you're asking for $2 billion more. They don't want you to talk, Luke. Go ahead and talk, Luke. They can't say we can talk.
I wonder. I wonder why I go on there so because I'm about 3 times them lick me out of the system. Reggie, me no know. This is a moment when we need divide intervention because we need answers and we need to understand how you mean 50 buses have gone missing.
Hold on there for me. The minister has not given us the 50 buses that he's supposed to give us in January of 2026. All right? We don't get them. $637 million has not been given back to us either.
So it's the same thing when you buy the piece of equipment and you hear said
Bambi Baba Bibo Bolibo Bolo.
I wish man to set up. I wish man to set up your shop. No, but
Shande, you look up and I look down.
no, this is no laughing matter. Is it the same way that we heard that the equipment was bought for one price and then we hear that it values something? Or we hear that desks came into the university at 1.2 million but sold back to the university by the supply for 6 million and change. When you wonder when them people are ever gonna stop, you wonder why there is no effort to curb white collar crime in this country. And this is where they get away with everything. An administration totally corrupt, a prime minister disconnected from the reality of the people, goes to Miami when he needs health care. His children don't take buses.
Exactly. That's the point I've been showing to the people of this country.
And how can you relate to the everyday people of your nation if you can't even understand their current reality. How do you do it? There is no monitor and evaluation of a process that we can say, yeah, from point A to point B, this has been working and it has worked effectively. If you talk about Portia did St. Jackson prison, that God forgive me, but maybe Portia need to go to prison too. Because where are the good politicians in the country? Where are the real good politicians in the country who loves country above gain? I cannot make a judgment on people, but sometimes when you hear them come and them talk. See, the other day, we have investigate university. Dennis Gordon of the People's National Party is named. Him come out and say, no, I'm not find nothing problem. But that might be true. That might be true. But was there a cover-up between the administration of the university and these subcontractors?
Listen
These
to me.
people,
The people of the University of West Indies, you see, they should be, Mocha should have called, they should have called in Mocha. This is what is good. Listen to me. It's not only politician thieving in this country, you know. Yeah, some people of the Vumva and the Vumva over St. Andrew thieving like left, right, and center, you know.
then when you think most of the people in this country are make them money so they can live the life of the Zimbabwe and the Vumvavi. How you think them live? What is the most productive industry in Jamaica right now? Crime. Crime at every level. And that is what makes it so attractive for these young people, because you cannot tell them to not do certain things because they look, you see, one of the things that people don't realize, these young people, Jeffrey, them not dumb like we. Nobody can go tell them about bird care picnic come here. They observe. And when you talk to them, the wisdom that they have is outstanding. They look at these people in the parliaments of Jamaica, not making an ass of themselves, but they now believe that both are in collusion with each other. One don't make no sense because it's all a cover up and it's all the time when I get to make money.
And
But
that is why, Mr. Cook, I keep on saying on this program, and until I see it happen, I will continue saying it. Not one single politician in Jamaica will ever face the doorstep of a jailhouse. Daryl Vaz has taken taxpayers' money, $1.4 billion. 50 buses is unaccountable for. $637 million is unaccountable for. And this man is asking for $2 billion more. I don't hear not a single soul say anything about it.
well, Jeffrey Tavares has said something about it. And this is what keeps this is what the caller alluded to when he says it seems like you are awakened. And the awakeness has to come from outside because the people in here are bewildered. They are bewitched. I mean, I've never seen a set of white elephants like the ones that I've seen in here. Even the intelligent people, they sit down and they will lie through their teeth to get a piece of the pie. The spirit of Jamaica is dead. Everybody seems to, from me like you, me not said nothing about you. You can't do all the thing you want to do in this country. Every day I get up, I said, right feel like wrong in this country, and wrong feel like right. Everybody is into the skullduggery that is digging this country, this individual practice of people. I don't know it. I don't know it. I don't know the new Coolio. There is no sense of pride in the Jamaican people anymore. And it is not just in one location. Everywhere you're going, from the church to the politician, from private sector to civil society. Yeah. All right. Everybody is in a collusion and everybody want to get rich. But what is going to happen to the nation? Because we're waking up now to people will have to, in a couple months, may have to revolt because their lives are no better. Their lives are no better following the hurricane. They are in a wilderness as to what is going to happen to them. Those that are on government land that they have no proper paperwork, fear that they will never be given a home and a proper place. And Jeffrey Tavares, there is so much sun in the air that we are playing to a monopoly called the Jamaica Public Service when we don't have to pay the man who runs the air for sunlight to run one good solar panel from one point to the next and make the private company supply the current, and people have the right to choose who they want to go with based on affordability. Now you hear say all there and no one minute you hear say none of there. You hear say gold there and the next minute you hear say none of there. You don't know what is the truth in this country. Every day we are fed on a healthy diet of life, of dishonesty, and the country and the people have suffered and will continue to suffer. And you know who I feel bad for? Tavares.
Who?
They look at youth them where we say we are educated, but we not have no moral compass that we're giving them to make better choices. So that Jamaica may undergo the increase in beauty, fellowship and prosperity and play our part in advancing the welfare. I mean, the spirit of Garvey has died. It reminds us that a people without knowledge of their root can always be conquered, can always be sold. And me not blame the politician, me blame the people. Because it's one man, one vote. Same man, same vote. Are your politicians delivering to your constituencies the things that you need to grow? You notice that when them ask them for job description, we don't have politicians with job descriptions. We don't have politicians that write a 5-year plan for development of their parishes and communities. And there are some parishes, they are too large to handle, and the issues are very. So there are Vaz will continue to exploit the people like the Willie Lynch theory for 300 years because he knows that the whole political apparatus is set up not for success of the people. And when we hear people like Manning come down here and invest in the St. Elizabeth Fisher folks.
Man like who?
Man like Mr. The guy, he's from Manning. He's from this he was a local investor and he lives abroad. And
I think I know who you're talking, yes.
Yeah. You saw the investment in St. Elizabeth, but you wonder, with such a major investment, who is going to benefit from it, and how much of this is going to elevate the people? Are they going to a smart city, or are they going to rebuild better than before? We need answer.
Let me say something to you, Luke. Let me say something to you. It is now 8:34. Let me say something to you, Luke, and to the people who are listening us and watching us from around the world and the Eastern Caribbean. The people of St. Elizabeth, you see, until the people of St. Elizabeth get up and say we had enough of what is going on, Beryl, they get no help. Melissa come, they're still living out in the cold. Same the people of Westmoreland. We need to stand up and demand that we, the people, have the power. We, the people, must demand a government of the people, for the people, and by the people.
Yeah. Same song, Jeffrey Tavares. That is the call that I make every day.
What they're doing with the MP down there is milking St. Elizabeth. And they shall milk St. Elizabeth dry. They shall suck the very blood out of the people of St. Elizabeth. They shall suck the very blood out of the people of St. Elizabeth. Between Floyd Green and the Prime Minister shall milk St. Elizabeth dry. I don't know. I hear a story about St. Elizabeth in a loop. One man have a VW, you know, and the man said, make it on the burn, make St. Elizabeth burn. And the VW catch a fire, you know. And they call the VW St. Elizabeth. So they said to him, yo, St. Elizabeth is on fire, you know. Make it on the burn, they're too wicked. They're too wicked, make it on the burn. So the bus burn up. Between Andrew Holness and Floyd Green, they shall milk the people of St. Elizabeth. Not 1 inch of blood shall leave inside of them.
So why you never said there shall be the people of Jamaica? The entire Jamaica is being
They
milked.
shall milk between Daryl
And their answer to milking the people is to ensure that we increase the amount of extrajudicial killings that you have. And nobody can talk now, you know. Cause they come for you in the dead of night and all of a sudden you hear say, look, they have 10 AK and about 6 9mm Magnum with a house full of ammunition and made it a shoot at the police. It's a sad day because we never think say at this critical junction of the future of Jamaica, we would have been going the back way. Me think brightness equates to people coming up with creative solution. And here's what we think that the creative solution. We're moving with the technology. But there are some things that you need to develop with the technology that like you need to look at. Because we have a hurricane season every year, you need to have safer homes that can withstand a Category 5. Category 5 is what they gave to this last hurricane. It was worse than a Category 5, but we know that the measures now only stands at 5. Me not hear nobody talk about durability of home that will withstand, that we will not have to go through this total devastation. Are we going to look at the electricity, and so we can come back out of a serious event in this country in a quick time? We taken on the mandate of global warming and its effect to our farming community. Is it that we should have safe place or build places where we can have things that we quickly can survive, or we can keep them in such a place that once the hurricane gone, we can basically go back and start over again? What is going to happen to our farming community? How long will it take them to make a bounce back? The food basket of the country, St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland, Um, Montego Bay has taken a bad hit, and we are waiting to hear what is going to happen to people and their livelihood. It is a sad day, Jeffrey, because people in this last election they chose Jamaica. They chose Jamaica thinking that the
But by
the
the way,
first
Lou, are you talking about chose Jamaica? Have you heard about any minimum wage going up in this budget?
no man, no sir. That was a trick. That was a that was a, that was a trick. You said that. Yeah, remember, I know politicians are like one man with one little front, and he tell you, yeah, the quintessence of screen. You're walking in and out of my head, baby, your foot must be tired because you're walking in and out of my head. And once that whole courtship go through, and we get my first kiss, let alone we get some of the good things. It done. Minimum wage going up, and they're going to blame it on Hurricane Melissa. They're going to say we can't do that because, but you know who don't get they don't get their pay reducted? Politicians.
There you go.
They don't.
What is going on in the country? They have to have they're having wage negotiation with the police, wage negotiation with the nurses and teachers and doctors. Have you ever heard about a wage negotiation with Andrew and the people in the parliament?
No,
Never.
that now go on because them can't come live proper life like we. Them we not gonna call them big man. So the big man there, cause everybody know when them see them talk about see the big man there. So the Jamaican people are me consider them to to be a prime example of Stockholm syndrome. They don't call it yes, that's weird. They're afraid. And you have to understand that they make it so, you know, Jeffrey, because them come search for you in the dead of night. So they will always be packing up the budget. There will be no accountability when a minister like Mr. Vaz says something. Be who are going to hold him accountable? You, the we America. And as I always say to you, this could have been like so many other Americans. It not bother them. It not bother them. But you love this country. And that's the level of patriotism that is not on full display in Jamaica land we love, because people buy into lies after lies. And it's as if we have lost our cognitive skill, our analytic skill to think things through and to see it for itself. Oh, you can't go to the hospital every day and you sit down there for hours on end and things. Christopher Tufton tell you, say, boy, you're going to Jamaica and hospital. Even you in America should be coming here for your health care. It's one of the best. It's one of the best. That is how low you think we are, that we don't know what is best for us because it don't work. That is how low you think we are, because you need $2 more billion to go buy more bus when we don't know how the one that we bought plus the one that we didn't get, how effective is it working? Are children going to school on time? Have they have we seen full attendance? The whole truancy, we have seen a decrease in truancy because now that them have bus, them can go to school. But some of these schools don't even want me to know, because the ones that are sheltered are appears to be a shelter. Some of the people have not moved out of it. I think they're supposed to start build some houses for the residents in Peterfield to come out of the school, because the people them tell them not go nowhere. They had to take a stand, and I think that we should build in every parish we should have a major community center that can take a large number of persons there, so we stop using schools as the alternative for shelter. But we build it. Yeah.
How many years we have been saying these things? Every single hurricane that hit our country, we say the same thing over and over and over and over and over and over and over again.
Well,
And nothing has been done.
well, we're still waiting on the righteous government to rule. And me no know, you probably have to take a ministerial position
Me.
in this new dispensation. Me not suggest that you go join UIC, the party going nowhere, and the rest of them, the third parties don't have a strength, but you can't join one of the two diatribe because somebody has to
No, no,
lead.
no. If me join one of the two diatribe, and they have not given me Minister of Justice and Attorney General.
Okay, Minister of Justice, I look forward to working with you, sir, in transforming the justice system in this country. But it is our generation, largely Jeffrey, our generation still has to try to fix this. Manley says he gave us independent, and
And
PJ
Buster said he was bread.
PJ made a mess of that, and subsequently,
PJ made a mess of the bread.
no man, PJ made a mess of the after the so-called independence.
Yeah.
PJ made a mess of it, and we have not yet seen a prime minister who have really loved this country. To her credit, Portia seems to Lucretia has given a lot of the things that you see Mr. Holness and his posse, the woman who they call Dons. She has a lot of what they are enjoying, including signing agreement with the Chinese. This is Portia's, and to Peter Phillips' credit, Peter did a pass IMF test before Nigel. And now that Nigel gone, it looked like them never have nobody, really. So Nigel was really the person who was connecting the dot and running the show. And when him name come up for prime minister, them hold him, hold boot him and put him out because him not as dynamic as and as crafty as some of them that are there. So hell, no, them say hell no have no fury like a
Then-
woman's scorn.
then you-
They tell Christopher pitch him bid for prime minister versus Andrew, and then we will see.
Look, there's somebody in the chat room named Gigi from over St. Andrew. You know it's who? I can't call out her correct name on air. But she come from over St. Andrew. You know her very well too, you know. You talk to her on the phone already. You ever meet her, but you talk to her on the phone.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, man. She come from over St. Andrew. Over St.
Oh,
Andrew.
me need for office this St. Andrew friend because me need some me need some love for what St. Andrew as we speak. But good night, Gigi. It's good to see you on the Jeffrey Tavares show. Always supported Jeffrey. Thanks for your support. Our lady get a bad beating, though, Jeffrey, the hurricane,
Which lady that?
Our sister P, man, will always call the program. And
Yes, man. I spoke to her, man. I spoke to her. We don't have to talk on here with her. I spoke to her.
yeah, man, me see her play. She get a bad beating. In fact,
You went down there?
she sent me the picture and I forwarded to the powers at the cast more than that, but me only have hope and pray so the powers at the not left for our sister P because right now right now the assistant is based on who them like and who them not like. If they don't like you, you're out, and if they like you, you get scrapsies.
Meanwhile, the permanent secretary is giving Daryl Vaz $2 billion to go buy some more bus.
Well, I was surprised at the recent appointment of the head of the CDF fund, who always tell me that she's not political and that she loves this country and somebody who I admire. And when Missy she take the position of permanent secretary, may have to kiss
Minister
me. I don't know where they moved Miss Rochester to, but she was the head of the CDF fund. And in fact, me tell her, I said, me hope she not get corrupt. But she was appointed recently as permanent secretary.
And she
Don't
soon get
know.
a whole dead donkey to, you know.
But you know, Jeffrey, that me I try to tell you, some people just don't have the maker or the making to stand up and say no. Because anybody right now where I take a senior position in this cabinet have to swear allegiance to the Prime Minister. They have to kiss the Holy Grail and swear allegiance to him. I have never seen a set of Jamaicans who are spineless jellyfish like in this time. It's like nobody
And they have some in
want
the
to call.
they have some in the Jamaican diaspora, you see?
No, them look, me nah have nothing for Jeffrey, me nah have
All them
nothing to
one
do
is
with
the
them.
other dead donkey.
Me nah have nothing to do with diaspora people. The good one, them like Curtis Ward are dead, then dead. Me nah have nothing to do with the rest of them. They are a glorified talk shop who would spend their money every 2 years, come down here, come with listen to the lies that a government tells to its people. Them say them intelligent and buy the lie, and they don't go into the parishes. They don't break ties with the Jamaican, go into parish. And most of us only know about Jamaican diaspora because we have had some understanding of what it is supposed to be. And they are as political and they're even worse, they're polarized. They spend money, they raise money, and people in a Jamaica suffer. And at that you're gonna find if you go talk PMP and JP nonsense. Warm to your community. We start with one community at a time and we make something out of it. You know how long I have said that the diaspora should be a regional body that even out of a church building they must function, but make sure that your sacrifice is count because it is reaching the people that we need to reach.
But
Um,
look at this. Look at this, Luke. The Jamaican diaspora in the United States and in London and all over the place has not asked the Jamaican government to give them a total of how much money they collect in the United States and in Canada and in London and wherever else. Until you know what they're doing? They're gearing up to go down for the Global Jamaican Diaspora Conference.
yeah, man, talk shop.
And when they're running for some election up here, Mandy from the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade, somebody who know who me call Mandy. Mandy is saying to the people that they must give a what do you call it now? You called him earlier on, Luke. Where if you're running for politics, if job description, you must give a job description or a background check. If you're running for the Global Jamaican Diaspora, you must have a background check. Anybody to check Mandy when Mandy become junior minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs? Anybody to check Mandy? Anybody to check Mandy credential if Mandy is okay to become junior minister in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade?
Look here, the global diaspora. Jeffrey, you know, it's a comedy hour when you hear some of them politicians. When you hear people like Juliet, Cuthbert Flynn talk, who says she represented this country at the Olympic, and I tell her, can't sit, and I tell her,
Flynn is a disgrace to the parliament and to the people of this country.
when you look, and some of them people here will have titles of honorable minister. Look at somebody like Audrey Marks. You want to tell me that she never make enough money in Washington? Why you come back? We are so bankrupt that we take everybody in the parliament.
I would love to hear Ambassador Marks give her throne speech. The constituency throne speech they're supposed to give. I love to hear her talk.
No, I don't want to hear Audrey Marks give a throne speech. I want to know how did you get the position as ambassador, and what did you do significant in your tenure as because
She know Papa Bruce. And
yeah,
Papa
but
Bruce, hold on, man. She know Papa Bruce. And Papa Bruce must recommend her to Prince Andrew. And Prince Andrew give to her. Just like how Prince Andrew did give the late Consul General for New York, CG. Prince Andrew give to her because Prince Andrew know more things about she, you know. Jeffrey, don't go down there. What behave yourself tonight? It's now 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. Luke, you have 2 more minutes. If you not come out, I'm getting the wrap-up signal.
yeah, but you see it. Kisses go by favor. Everybody has sucked everybody has kissed the Holy Grail. Jeffrey, don't put word in my mouth. You hear me? The boss.
Put the word in your mouth.
You hear me tell you, said them all suck the whole. Them all kissed the holy ring and have sold this land for 30 pieces of silver. And so we are now in Potiphar's house. And Potiphar's wife is about to do what she wants with us. It is so sad when you look at the state of the nation, and it is sad when you look at the state of the leadership. And when you hear people like the very bright and astute Rastaman, Damien Crawford asks the minister question that seems like it goes against the grain. She don't know nothing about that. But this woman has an Ivy League certificate, so she study her foreign, you know. And she can't.
Hold on there. A well-known member of the Jamaican diaspora will go buy a doctorate. Jeffrey, don't go down that road.
This skullduggery goes deep. You remember I'm telling you, say corruption is what many of them survive on. And it's not just there. Because when you hear some of these people, Jeffrey would say them intelligent, when them reason, you have to ask yourself the question, what did they go school? What did they go to school for? If not to prevent them from eating them own shit. Because they can't think beyond what the average person can think about. Me not say that you have to be Einstein, you know, but
stop talking about Ivy, but we talk about something different now. Look, you don't believe some mayor must go on there and then they place to get one doctorate, man, and have Dr.
No.
CDODMMBE.
No. That is not that's not my ambition. That's not my ambition, because again, what does it send me as I have the Dr. Luke? But me can't create nothing that missing generation after me I go better off. No, me no want that. When me want Jeffrey, me and you for do is to make a pathway for the
You know, see Gigi put up and say we can get one doctorate for 3,000 US. Yes,
yeah,
so we can go get a
and,
look.
and that is why we have a prime minister that is so sophisticated that he will get what. And yet, still look at Portia Simpson Miller shirt, and she never used it.
Yes,
Me
Portia had a
want
doctorate,
people
she
who
never used
perform. Me
it.
no want people with brand name. Me know too much brand name people. I know performance time, Jeffrey.
And not only that, you know, look, we have some pastors in this country, you know, and bishop, you know, is you have to address them. Hold on, you have to address them as hold on, look, I can tell you have to address them as. Let me find here. You have to address them as the most honorable metropolitan premier of the Holy Hill Zion Church, Dr. the Most Honorable Jeffrey Tavares, CD. I mean, a bishop, you know. Them go buy for them doctor, and some of them can't read. Now some of them said Jeffrey himself.
Then Jeffrey. Jeffrey, it's not prefixed by the St. George and St. Michael, the cross of St. Patrick.
You stay there. You have to address them as St. George and St. Michael and the Hospital of Jerusalem. Bishop, the most honorable doctor. And what I know? The people in the church, the people in the church been said my doctor, you know.
We wonder if it makes them feel good.
Of course, because listen to me. When these pastors
when they go to airport, they not get checked. Them go tell it. Them not pass feces.
When them go out for them, when they go to a new church, you know, man, you hear them. And we have in our presence tonight, Metropolitan Premier of the Holy Hill Zion Church.
And the first lady.
Man, the Hospital of Jerusalem. Dr. the Most Honorable.
But with all of these accolades, what have these people done to make the space that we live better off?
You understand it? You have some people, if you give them the name doctorate, and one of these we have to address Gigi, you know, as Dr. Gigi, the girl from St. Andrew. You have to make sure you get a doctorate.
Me marvel how they moving wife out of the public here. Marvel how they move her out there because
who?
The DG wife, how you know see her take no big promotion and you know see her cut no ribbon and I give speech.
Hello, the best GG Jamaica has ever had and will ever see.
It's Sir Florida.
It's Sir Flowers with glass bowl. Because I'm a man of great feminine beauty. There is two types of love, Mr. Speaker.
No, Jeffrey, you're not gonna do that because you're not gonna take my grand uncle, Sir Felix Hannan Cook, and come berate him them way there. Felix made.
I am not, hello, hold on there. I am not downgrading Sir Howard Cook, you know.
Call the man, dear, good man. From the school of Jerusalem. Yeah.
Oh, yes.
You know why you come water dog Felix. You know,
one of the most honorable Sir Howard Anglin Phoenix Cook.
Yeah, thank you. From
the cross, the Hospital of Jerusalem,
St. Michael's and St. George.
St. Michael and St. George.
Yes.
The Night Grand Cross of Jerusalem and I happy home.
Well, you know, Jeffrey, we have to go do a night, because we have to go do a stand-up night, because this is becoming a grand pantomime. It's sad. It's sad that we laugh now because deep down inside we are crying. I really thought that we would have been better by now. I really thought that the former days would have been behind us and the present would be beautiful because the commitment of the Jamaican people and the leadership of the
Hey, look,
Jamaican leadership.
look,
Yeah.
hold on, look. Did you hear the other day? I was on my program talking about Desmond Mackenzie. The late Ambassador Curtis Ward was in the chat room and I started singing a song for Desmond. Go home softly and tenderly, Desmond, go home. Ambassador Ward asked me for 9 night me having.
You mean the ambassador that was discredited by a prominent member of Jamaica Labour Party who said that he was not he never know that Curtis Ward was an ambassador. He has never heard the name.
Bloody idiot.
But Desmond now go home. Desmond is at the height of his game. I'll build the name of a Desmond and he's not dead yet. Almost every labor right have one building or street, one lane. The way all the Jamaica Labour Party was against the highway. I'm surprised that when you come up from Ochi, you're going to Edward Seager. the navigator said Edward Seager Boulevard. They have to laugh every time they hear it. That things are named after these people. When they took stand against the development of the and what is sad. What is sad that Portia Simpson built that highway, and when you go to these little other places, things were named after her, but not something that will be etched in our mind. That, but we don't even know one name not now for nobody in Jamaica, because why me I tell you, the people, it has been a disappointing journey from emancipation to now, to independence to now, and we have made some strides, but I think we could have done further. I mean, if you open up Cuba tomorrow, if you take off the embargo off of Cuba tomorrow, then would have probably the pride.
The embargo of Cuba, Jamaica doom.
Well, I would Viva Cuba.
Although the Minister of Tourism, Edmund Bartlett, said he's introducing dark tourism to Jamaica. So I tell you already in a loop that you need to put on your turban and put up about 10 pencil and 40 ruler. And we get some J's and Dettol and Fabulous and charge 100,000 if you wash them off.
Well, Jeffrey, that's an excellent idea. We will, when they start the dark tourism, we will make sure we get the bad. We just put some brown in power and when we put it in the water, we say, you see.
That's so grapefruit. Let me get my grapefruit. I roll it in. I roll it out the door.
Why we don't know where I get the green line, man? Tell people to walk with it because it has cut the crosses. It cut the crosses.
When you're looking at, tell them to carry 3 ram goat and 3 bags of white rum. With the 100,000, and we get some
Jeffrey, you're too cheap, man. The 3 yard man, them in this country, grant 500 and $1 million, you want me go charge 100,000. A poverty, you want me go? Them a 3 yard man, yeah, they don't even beard.
So what are they? Say Gigi, so we have to buy some blue. We buy some blue and salt.
What kind of salt? Coarse salt or
You don't know
regular
what kind of
salt?
salt
Which
Gigi we
salt?
buy. We buy some salt though. Anyway, look, we gotta run. We gotta run. Your final. Give me 2 minutes. If you're wrapping up, 2 minutes.
You're good. You're good for me, you know, because they tell us that they started the program. We still you feel depressed when they hear certain things that go on with some people, and and this never a good laugh, Jeffrey. But Tavares continue to be a voice in the wilderness for the Jamaican people because the voice of the people is the voice of God. There are people that you are speaking for who knows what you're saying to be the truth. They can't say it themselves because the Jamaican people have been so bewildered. They are bewitched and they are afraid. They're afraid in this dispensation that we have seen our lawmen have become tyrants. Tyrants. We have some SSR Fury. And they're not afraid the thing of taking the lives of the Jamaican people. In a take nothing. In a take nothing. The other day I was at a police station and I see 3 young man taken into custody. 4 young man, and one of them was so severely beaten and he was complaining that his chest was hurting and they took him back to his home and kicked him out of the van. And the others were terrified. And just as I was there intervening with the process to help the family to get some sense of what was happening, the policeman stood up in front of me without any reservation and said, I killed me for killing you. The
I
time
beg
when
your
I
pardon.
was like, so
In front of the JP.
the time when me there, so I killed me for killing you because it, in other words, life have no, it have no value. And you know, some of the worst players in this crime scene are military and policemen, both ex and present. And yes, who is killing them and stopping them from carrying out some of the atrocity? We have heard of some things that some lawmen have done that Jeffrey, you couldn't believe it. And the respect that used to go with members of the military and the police, that 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 no longer exists. People are just tired of these institutions of government because they're oppressive. They're oppressive in nature. And just like the politician, they are oppressive in nature. And Jamaica continue
If we
to
see
decline.
corruption in any shape or form, we're going to
Right?
highlight it.
Yeah,
Make
look,
And
it
we're getting a wrap up
but
signal. Look. Go ahead.
yeah,
represent
but
yard and
we
brotherly character
continue,
in your
Jeffrey.
soul.
We continue
As
to
long
raise
as it
our
affect
voice
the life of
and to
our
inspire the
nation
people to
and
stand up
cover the
for
youth.
justice,
Make we reason,
brotherhood, and peace.
make we
That this
talk.
Jamaica
No stay about no boom for
may be
vehicle
better.
vibes. No upper
This
echelon
Jamaica
vibes. This
land
not
with
about
that
love.
both of us
No
love and
snarky
so
vibes.
many others.
Make we
One day we'll see true liberation of the Jamaican people and the people will live a better quality of life. Thank you. Thank you on the eve of my recovering from my strokes.
You
I
what?
don't think you recognize that my speech is
Yes,
blurry.
especially I have to talk to you off here about that.
Yeah, but this is a recovery. I spent almost 5 nights and 6 days at the university hospital to come out of out of there like a vegetable because I was so badly being treated by the hospital system and they have the nerves to be calling me to ask me must pay them the $12,000 after me pay them 95 $1,000 already. Me must go give them $12,000 for treating me so bad. But I was pissing up myself in the middle of the hospital in front of so many people. People are taking pictures of me lying on that hospital bed. So me no want nobody come tell me about Jamaica are the best and them are do the best job because I live the reality. I live the reality, right? And this is the best day. Make I move my foot and my hand. My speech I come back gradually. Not many people know it because they don't know my story. Because I don't tell everybody. As I tell you, some of us are suffering in silence. In silence because it's them against us. The system is rigged. And let me tell you, me no know no name brand. Cause me not call no name brand because the system needs to get better for the people. I have seen the inside of KPH. I've seen the inside of the university. I've seen at the medical associate. Healthcare is at its lowest. The lowest you have ever seen, Jeffrey. So you it's not something that I shared, but me know me almost lose my life the other day. And it's not by my own doing. It's just by the neglect of the system that we have. But we continue to stand up. Me love my country. Love my country wholeheartedly. I mean me I got dead, I love my country and I speak my mind freely about what is happening in this country.
Yes.
Thank you for having me on the program. Thank you for listening to me and the listeners. I want all of us to commit ourselves to a better Jamaica. And better Jamaica for me is doing what you can do to help the people of Jamaica. And me not give up the fight.
Indeed.
Me not give up the fight.
Indeed. Thanks for coming on, Luke. We'll talk.
All right.
Yes. What does it mean for true leadership? Your voice matters. Your opinion matters. This is your money, your children, your country, Jamaica, land we love. And as we say goodbye from this program tonight, we're asking the questions tonight. Where is the 50 buses? Where is the $637 million? Where is it gone? Where has it gone? Should Daryl Vaz be given $2 billion more to go and buy new buses? What is going on in this country? When I close this program tonight with these words, it is today that our best work can be done, and not some future days or future years. And the sense of urgency is what we must have today, knowing, as the saying goes, eternal virtue is the price of liberty. The price of liberty, my Jamaican people, is to stay alert, to seek the truth, and to actively participate in the fight for the soul of the Jamaican democracy. May God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica, land we love. I want to say thanks to Luke George Cook for coming on. This has been the Make We Talk program. Until you hear my voice again, have a great night, everybody. God bless you all.
Unity, strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity, strength, make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represent Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affect the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon, nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.